Hello guys, welcome back to the Sportsman Untitled Extra and our big game preview for Ipswich versus Southampton, Sunday at 12 o'clock. I'm joined by Benjamin Bloom, Ipswich fan of course, and EFL expert, and Gab Sutton to discuss this game. Gab, two teams are in the Premier League last season, two Season 1 parachute payments teams as well. It should be a cracker.
Yeah, I think Ipswich and Southampton are both going to be looking to lift their performance levels from last week, and I think they're both going to need to, given the nature of the fixture. I think Southampton, they'll be delighted with the last 20 minutes against Wrexham and the fact they kept going to the end and their fitness levels showed, and they showed so much spirit to grab that winner from Jack Stevens, which was such a great moment, wasn't it? And I think, for Ipswich point of view, they scored a crucial equaliser in the 96th minute through from the penalty spot, slightly fortuitously. But I think, both are going to need to raise their game again, and I think that's going to determine a lot.
Have Ipswich missed off the computer generator for the fixtures, Ben? Because these two fixtures to start the season, my word, don't think you can get any tougher.
I know. I mean, in some ways, it feels like a bit of a waste because you want this one in the running when things are really cooking. But in some ways, it's fascinating because, you know, as we mentioned on the long form show, you know, the teams are kind of in a state of repair. You know, trying to figure out what they're going to be doing, and it's almost like, right, you've got to play the game now, and you've got to try and win the game now. So it'll be fascinating, and I agree with Gab. I dare say both these teams are going to be 20% better in about 4 weeks' time. So maybe home advantage might mean something then.
Are you worried about any of the current Ipswich lot leaving before the transfer window closes? That's the real issue, isn't it, when we look at these parachute teams?
Define worried, hey? I'm accepting of the fact that it's going to happen. So we think Murray Hutchinson is going to go, but he did have a throat infection, said Kieran McKenna of his absence at St Andrews on Friday night. It looks like Nottingham Forest bid for Leif Davis as well in the past few days, and they're in for Murray Hutchinson, which might drag the price up as well. It's the price you pay for being in the Premier League and getting relegated. Obviously, Akpom's come in. We'd imagine there'll still be players coming in as well. There's money to spend. PSR position looks okay. So I think it's one of those things where you just have to accept the reality that it's going to happen. And can you get through August somewhere close to 2 points per game and just hang in there while your squad's sorting out?
Will still got off to a winning start, of course, at Southampton, but again, like Ben's just said, it's very much the same issues. You see all the players he can bring off the bench in that opener. Might not be the same case at the end of August, Gab.
Absolutely, yeah. I think all the parachute teams are going to improve after, in September, once they've got a bit more clarity. I think, not sure whether Mateus Fernandes at Southampton is going to stay, but I think that he's someone who made an impact at the weekend, and I think that if he starts at Portman Road, I think that's going to be a big factor because he was by far and away their star player in terms of outfield performers last season. So, yeah, Mateus Fernandes could be the key man for me.
When you look at Southampton's attackers, Ben, Adam Armstrong, Cameron Archer, Downs as well, they've got in. Who causes you the most problems, do you think, in that Ipswich defence? Because they've all got quite different profiles, but great goal scorers.
Can I very defensively flip the question? Because as Gab said, their success against Wrexham didn't come from having quality attackers. It came from we're behind with 20 minutes to go, and you can talk about a potential red card. Ronnie Edwards might have denied an obvious goal scoring opportunity. It's a clear handball. Southampton should have had a penalty as well earlier in the game. But I know you, like me, hate talking about refereeing decisions, Gav, don't you? But the goals came from a brilliant free kick from a sub, Ryan Manning, and get the big centre-half forward in the 96th minute on the back stick. So we haven't seen it yet in terms of those patterns of play. What's the name of the young guy? Robinson. He was impressive.
Jay Robinson, yeah.
18-year-old. To be honest, out of all the attackers you've just mentioned, I think he was the most impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, I think sometimes that bit of youthful exuberance can make a difference, can't it? I really want to see a bit more from Ipswich, though, moving on to them, because they didn't really grab hold of the midfield in the way that they'd wanted to on Friday night until the last, maybe when Birmingham went ahead. They made a few substitutions. I thought Ashley Young came on and put in some decent deliveries. But I think they'll want to lift their game again. But I think Ipswich are going to, the remainder of the window, I think they're going to bring in another midfielder, aren't they? Hayden Hackney being heavily linked. So
and Chaos Day should be ready possibly next week. He came in, obviously, returning from the loan last season. So the midfield conundrum could already be sorted.
Yeah, absolutely. So that could be a big factor from Ipswich's point of view. And then I think possibly, it's going to be a winger coming back to just give them another option, because I think that could be quite important, whether, I don't know, on the timescale of Wes Burns coming back, or whether that's going to make a difference, because he's got that relationship on the right side with it's Harry Clark, it's Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed with Jack Clark in Ipswich's opener. And I picked him out.
The Sunderland and Leeds fans in the comments on my YouTube channel as well.
I picked him out to be player of the season. And I know there's a long way to go, and we don't write him off after one game. But I want to see more from him. I want to see more from Ipswich's wide players in general. Maybe at home we'll see that. In terms of changes, Ben, do you think there'll be many? Ashley Young maybe starting?
Yeah, I could see that actually, and it's not my business to be too critical, but Ben Johnson didn't have a great game at Birmingham. I know Birmingham played well down that left-hand side, but that was a bit of a struggle. And then Ashley Young, as you mentioned, he's 40, but he comes on and just looks calm and composed and full of experience.
Even in that atmosphere where they wanted to lynch him, didn't they?
So I think there might be a change at right back. As I say, if Chaos is ready to go, I don't know whether he's fit. Pre-season's been just his agent seemingly linking in with clubs across Europe. You mentioned Clark was quiet, but he had to swap wings because of the issue for Philogene. And of course, Jack Clark is not the main man at Ipswich in the way he was at Sunderland, where the entire play was set up to get him 1v1 on a switch of play and cut inside and put a bit in the far corner.
How does Chuba Akpom then? How does his addition fit into this team? Because you think, would he be used in the number 10 role he was at Middlesbrough? Sammy Schmodix is there. Connor Chaplin is still there.
Well, that's a very good question, because one of the local journalists actually said he's been bought to compete with George Hurst at number 9. And you'd think, well, no, Akpom was the 10 to Archer. But not to get too nerdy about it, if you actually look at heat maps, it was very even between Akpom and Archer at Middlesbrough. There's a lot of interchange between...
And Schmodix loves to run beyond anyway, so...
He does. I mean, it's first world problems. Which former championship Golden Boot winner Schmodix and Akpom? But yeah, we'll see. And Kieran McKenna loves George Hurst. He loves a big unit charging down centre-back. So we shall see what the front four looks like, but plenty of quality to go in if, as you say, Gab, they can link up the phases like they did not do at St Andrews on Friday.
Very exciting. Are we expecting goals? I was expecting loads of goals in Birmingham, Ipswich. We got one apiece. Are we expecting loads of goals in this game, Gab?
No, I'm actually expecting quite a quiet game. I think Ipswich were a little bit subdued on Friday night. I think Southampton, for the first 70 minutes, it was more their strength in depth and their stamina, I suppose, and spirit to continue to the end that was really crucial for them against Wrexham. But I don't see two teams that are ready to create tons of chances. So I'm expecting more of a tight game. It wouldn't surprise me if it was goalless or decided by a solitary goal.
Well, good timing to bring us on to the score prediction then, Gab. What are you going for? Ipswich, Southampton on Sunday.
0-0.
He's selling it. He's selling it, isn't he? Ben, can you give us anything more than that?
Well, I shall call back many people's favourite game at Portman Road for decades in the promotion run-in, and a famous late goal by Jeremy Sarmiento. I do tend to agree with Gab, Simon, that teams not quite ready to go does skew towards the pragmatic, let's be careful and not mess this up while we're developing the pattern of play. But he's gone for 0-0. I'll go for 3-2 to Ipswich now. And a call back to that amazing night at Portman Road. Southampton did get their revenge in the Premier League by winning one of the, I think only won 2 games of them, didn't they, at Portman Road last season. So let's flip it back to a home win.
I'll go for a home win as well. I'll go 2-1 Ipswich, let's say, because I just think this is a statement time for Ipswich. We think they're probably going to be champions. We think they're the best team. I think they can put a statement down here and really make something happen. We can't wait for this game to take place on Sunday. Really going to look forward to it. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. I know 90% of you watching aren't subscribed. It really helps us out. If you want to see more Championship content from me, Ben, Gab, and plenty of others, please stay subscribed, like, and comment down below. What do you think the score's going to be in Ipswich Southampton? And we'll see you next time on The Sportsman Untitled.